without actually lying, they can essentially report that he was racing without actually saying that, because that's how people think or don't think, right? But I actually started with the focus on the Varsity Blues, which was a far more significant movie than Fast and the Furious, because that's kind of the movie that, got him out there, got his name out there, which I'm sure was a major stepping stone to, eventually leading to him getting to the Fast and Furious series, which is now his current claim to fame. And the content of the movies, the fact that what kind of racing in there is not significant to this incident. So without any knowledge of any racing being involved, or even if he was really driving at a high rate of speed, because as we saw with the Lamborghini split in two video, which you can click here to take a look at that video, that Lamborghini was not going that fast, and it ended up being split in two. So, it was speeding for the road conditions, but it wasn't like it was going 100 miles per hour. So, just because a car gets destroyed does not prove that it was going at a high rate of speed. A lot of that's just speculation. So I think we should pretty much keep our mouths shut until the facts come out. And I know that if it comes out that he was in fact racing, I know there's arrogant people out there that will say, see, nothing, you didn't know. Just because you made a lucky guess and ended up being right in the end doesn't mean anything. The bottom line is, we don't know the details of how the car crashed or why it crashed. For all I know, it could have been a malfunction of the car. That would be nothing new. I've heard things like that happen before. Freak accidents. Who knows what happened? We don't know. So to tell the story of, star of movies starring illegal racing, whatever, has crashed in come on. You're really insulting the intelligence of people. And I know, and I do realize that a lot of people will fall for that, that kind of trickery that the media does. But, you know what? I'll leave it alone. I just think it's insulting that, the media is presenting the story the way they are, instead of just presenting the facts. So, we don't know why the car crashed. All we know is that it lost control, ran into a tree, and you can see the damage in the photo. And after that, it caught on fire at some point. I'm told that it exploded. Then there's this video. You can click here to see the video, which, again, every time a lot of times I see these videos, and I'm just shaking my head. I'm watching, people, the behavior. I don't know. I don't want to do something that I just said, I just spoke out against in terms of making assumptions, but I can't help but listen to the sound of the voices of the guys in that car in this video that I'm pointing you to, and I don't know. It just sounds and looks so much like this was like watching a Fast and the Furious movie for these guys. Like I don't get the sense of a person died. A person's dead in that car. And by the way, we don't know that. Again, with the assumptions, we don't know that. And someone was arguing with me online talking about, he was dead and based on whatever, no one could have survived. And I told them, there was a guy who fell from like 30 stories. And it was felt that there's no way he could have survived. While they were digging through the rubble, he gasped for air. And they found that he was alive, and he's alive today. Now, the other guy that was with him that also fell died on impact. But through a bizarre, string of events in terms of how he felt, this guy actually survived. There's been a lot of people, or a good amount of people anyway, that have actually survived crazy things. People have been declared dead, come back to life. People have been buried alive. So, my question is, who is the doctor that told these guys that this guy was dead? Now, I don't want to be guilty of what I accused people of earlier. Maybe there's some kind of explanation to how this guy was so sure that, Paul Walker was dead. But I'm not seeing it. I just don't see how that person could have known. Because unless you go inside the car and look at the body and assess his condition, how could anyone know whether he was dead or not? A horrific crash is not a guarantee that someone is dead. Now, I do understand beyond that, you know, what are you going to do in terms of risking your life to go into this burning car and that kind of stuff, you know, that not necessarily being your responsibility. But forget about that. The fact is that people are saying that he was dead. They were declaring him dead. And I want to know how they knew he was dead. Because it's not like they were saying that they didn't try to rescue him because of blank, right? They didn't say that. They were just simply stating that he was dead. So that's the only thing that I challenge, is how did they know he was dead? Because even if they knew otherwise, they knew that he was alive, the decision to go and rescue him, you know, that's kind of on them, whether they want to risk that or not. But that was not being discussed. The conversation was just talking about that, oh, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. And my question to them is, how do you know that when a trained doctor can look and assess a person and assume them to be dead based on what medical science teaches us and be wrong? But somehow a person with no training at all is able to assess the condition of someone without actually even looking at them. Because I doubt anyone went up to the burning car and looked inside and like, oh man, look at this. You know, I don't want to say anything inappropriate, but I just don't know how that could have been known. But there it is. Sad to say, you know, Paul Walker died in this crash. And so I don't know the details of this particular Carrera GT that crashed, because this was a performance shop, so they could have modified the car for all I know. But as far as the Porsche Carrera GT in general, for those of you not familiar, that car was produced from 2004 to 2007, and it's a rear-wheel drive mid-engine layout, RMR layout, 6-speed manual, 5.7-liter V10 dual overhead cam car. It weighs about 3,040 pounds, and this car is actually one of my favorite cars. It's actually, I would say, probably my favorite Porsche, probably, because to me it's kind of the Porsche's Murcielago for me, or the Porsche's Aventador for me, where it's a really extreme car, you know, powerful engine, and the sound of it is just wow. So it's an amazing car. As far as performance, stock Carrera GT has about 612 horsepower at 8,000 RPMs, 435 foot-pounds of torque at 5,800 RPMs. It has a weight-to-power ratio, or power-to-weight ratio, of 5.4, and it redlines at 8,400 RPMs. 9 miles per gallon, 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, 0 to 100 miles per hour in 6.9 seconds. Top speed of 205 miles per hour. And perhaps something more relevant to the incident, the braking on this car is from 100 miles per hour is 277 feet or 84 meters. From 60 miles per hour, it'll take 101 feet or 31 meters to stop. Skid pad, average G of 0.99. Now keep in mind that these numbers are based on a stock Porsche Carrera GT, stock engine, stock tires, stock suspension, and I really doubt this was a stock car owned by the CEO of a company that does performance modifications to cars just like this. So might the braking distance have been reduced or increased? I don't know. Might the acceleration have been increased? I don't know. So without knowing the details, I can't really speculate. All I can tell you is the numbers for the Porsche Carrera GT out of the box. You're watching Carlyle's Picks, and thank you guys for watching. This is a top products list. I do a lot of videos, car reviews and showcases, interviews with owners. Also have a series going on, motivational videos. You know, talk about how you can get these cars yourself one day, for those of you that are so inspired. And a lot of motorcycles, also travel, and a lot of fun stuff all here on Carlyle's Picks. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, definitely thumbs up, subscribe, and share the video. And my condolences go out to the Walker family, and in particular his daughter. I know what it's like to lose a parent. I lost my mother pretty close to her age, actually. I just realized that. But yeah, I was pretty close to her age when I lost my mother. So although I can't directly relate to her, I don't know her, I don't know her situation, things like that, I can definitely relate to losing a family member like that. And, losing any loved one is not easy, but in particular, having your family split up like that, where your father is gone, it's just a sad thing. And I wish you all the best, and I hope you are able to somehow cope and move forward, and always remember your father, but at the same token, be able to live your own life and grow up to be the woman that your father always wanted you to be. Good luck to you, and condolences out to the rest of the Walker family. You're watching Carl's Picks, and I'm out.
Build the car the right way instead of shopping your car to different people. One person, one direction, you know everything about the car.
We have the brand new Camaro Z28.
A motorcycle rental in Italy, and so if you want...
Buongiorno.
You're watching Carlisle's Picks. Don't forget to subscribe.